before we get into this week's episode, I need to tell you guys a story about how Booms got me so fucking good.
Let's hear it.
So over the weekend, I kick it with Booms and Mose, and we have a big cookout with my kid and Moses's kids, and my brother comes. It's a great time. I leave. I have a catering yesterday, so I have to take KO back and haul back pretty early the next day. And Booms runs into us at the gas station when he's getting ready to meet the Campbells and them for brunch. And I thought he was just like saying bye to KO and waiting for me to come out to say bye. And then I drive up, I get home, and I'm like, why is my bag so much like bigger than I remember it packing it to be? But I just like go up inside, I forget to check it. And then I'm getting ready to go to this catering, and I go to grab my toothbrush, and there's a fucking head inside of my bag. And I'm like,
what do you mean a head?
Dude, I'll show you if you want. Give me 1 second.
You said that, yeah. You said that so like, I'm hoping it's a mannequin head and not a severed head.
No, it's a human head. No, but this is...
I don't know what to expect. Oh, like Al Snow.
But this is just so sitting in my fucking bag, and it scares the fucking piss out of me, dude. First, I was like, what the fuck is it? And then I finally like pull it out after like being like, okay, it's not a real head. Like I didn't black out and kill somebody, you know what I mean? But then I'm like, where the fuck would this have came from? It wasn't at the Campbells. You know what I mean? I would have remembered seeing it. I was just like, what the fuck? And it scared the fuck out of me for a while. And then I remember that Booms's girl she does hair. Yeah. And so it's one of those things that they practice cutting hair on.
That's
and oh man, it scared the fuck. But there was like 30 seconds where I was like, am I haunted? What's going on here?
So did you scream like really high pitched and that's why you lost your voice?
No.
Yeah, what's up with your voice, bro?
My voice is just fucky because it was my birthday last week and I went on a little bit of a bender.
What kind of a bender?
I mean, nothing crazy. Just like drinking a lot. Like
smoking a lot? Sounds like you've been smoking ciggies.
I didn't smoke. To my knowledge, I didn't. But I did smoke a lot of weed. But I also just was hollering a lot. Like,
of course.
That tracks.
Like... like we talked to my
hollering.
Dude, yeah, we talked to my brother into like diving through a table and stuff. It was it was crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah. That's my update. Jake, how was your birthday?
My birthday was dope. Everyone came out, got drunk, saw Connie, Lindsay, saw my crew.
Nice.
The squad showed out for my birthday, and then I went to Florida.
Yeah, just straight lounge.
To Florida. I was wrestling gators, dog.
Hey.
Yeah, no, it was chill. It's a chill ass time, bro. You know what else was a chill ass time? World War II Russia.
Yeah. Literally.
Literally, it was freezing.
It was so chill. It stopped the German army. It was so chill.
Well, in that case, welcome to Comics and Chronic, everyone. I am but one of your hosts, Jacob H. You already know who's joining me. It's Anthony Anaccio, Cody Cannon. Today, we are discussing a comic from Tikio. It's called Sara. It is by Garth Ennis and drawn by Epting, Steve Epting.
Yeah.
Oh,
who
also did Velvet.
Yeah.
And this comic had some Velvet vibes, without a doubt.
Oh, for sure.
I couldn't take it away. Like, even, I mean, the fact that it was Steve Epting, it's hard to take it away, at all. But, like, even the story content, there's a little bit.
I agree. Definitely has like Velvet. Even if like you were to tell me that this is in the same universe as Velvet, I'd believe it. I'd be like, yeah, for sure.
I do think that like the color palette, I don't know who did the coloring.
Elizabeth Breitweiser, and the reason I want to bring her up is because she does the color palette for Sean Phillips and Ed Brubaker's Criminal, and it's awesome.
Nice.
The colors in this are great.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I think
she's the colorist for this, and she also does Criminal, and Criminal's amazing. So, I like this. I like this comic a lot. It's a great one shot.
yeah. I love a confined story. You know what I mean?
Me too.
Like-
I like a nice contained story.
Like this would not make a good TV show. This would be a great 1.5 hour movie. You know what I mean?
yeah, I
Yes.
think so. That's true. I would like to see.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool movie, actually.
Yeah.
I could see Sarah.
Somebody get Sarah made.
Yeah.
Was that the sound of a sniper, Jake?
it was supposed to be the sound of a sniper.
Man, we need a sniper noise for this episode, but I don't have
Yeah,
a sniper
we do.
noise locked and loaded. Damn.
Oh, you got to have a gunshot somewhere.
Yeah.
Surprised we don't have one.
I know, right? Of all sound effects. Hey, listen, I really try not to like lean heavy on the sound
No,
effects.
of course
but,
not.
I mean,
We're not a fucking.
We're
We're
not.
not those guys playing the piano where it's like.
that's,
no, yeah, but
I,
a lot of like talent is in this comic, and I think it shows. And,
no, even the coloring, like we don't really talk about coloring a lot when we talk about comics, like, but in this comic,
it plays
I do
a big
because
role.
I think it does. Like, it doesn't feel like, they're in the snow, they're in Russia, it's cold, but like, it's still so colorful.
It's cold and gray, and yeah, exactly.
Despite it being cold and gray, yeah.
Even though the majority of the colors are like gray and white, it is so colorful because like the color I feel helps capture the fucking like dismal ass feeling of World War
Yeah.
II Russia under siege,
Mhm.
Like whenever they're eating dinner, like all the women snipers are eating dinner and there's just like that one candle light, like how it lights their
Yeah,
blood.
there's like the warm glow and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
It's so good.
The coloring is fantastic.
And the blood that you see all the time, for
Yeah,
sure.
dude. No, it's fucking great. Like imagery alone, this comic is a 6.
Yeah, dude, that one
Yes.
scene,
Yeah.
that one scene where Sarah hits that officer. Oh,
Yeah.
that was so cool. Like visually on the page, it was a stellar thing to see.
Yeah. You like short circuited there for a second.
Would Cody be Johnny Five if we were talking about short circuit? Is that who we cast him?
Oh shit.
Dude, I love that movie.
Haven't seen it in years.
I haven't either, but it's still a banger.
Yeah. I think Sarah could take Johnny Five out easily, though.
Oh yeah.
Sarah's a bad bitch.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, for
what
sure.
what
She's
was
a
what was the Russian one, the name of the Russian sniper lady they had in the propaganda where like she's killed 400, you know.
Oh, I forget.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. She was a legend, like,
Yeah.
But, there is the line of dialogue where the girls are talking and they're saying, like, none of us have those numbers. Like, he must mean us separately. Like, we're all so good, they never know who it is. But it is Sarah. Everyone kind of does realize, like,
Yeah.
Sarah is.
Yeah.
She's
Sarah.
the goat.
She's the goat. The goat sniper.
Yeah. But for fucked up reasons, too.
Yeah, that's the thing. This dude, I love like the flashbacks to like you see like why she has these demons and why she's like trying to she's down to kill
Yeah.
mercilessly. And it's fucking great.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's that Inglorious Basterds part of it, too.
Yeah.
Hunting Nazis. It's so awesome.
I mean, always down to hunt Nazis.
Exactly. We
dude.
can all get behind that.
We can
in
all
these
get
trying
behind
times.
hunting down
yeah, I think
Nazis.
now is the time we need a Sarah
We need a
movie.
modern take
Yeah.
on hunting down Nazis today, and they all wear like Tesla t-shirts and shit.
Nice.
'Cause I feel like that's what a modern Nazi looks like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's called reality. Coming soon.
No, her backstory is like there's like actual like depth to this. Even just like I love the relationship between all the female snipers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's
dude.
great.
Yeah, I like that's when they end up. A couple of them end up dying.
Yeah.
You really feel like that hurts.
Yeah.
You don't like this. You know what I mean?
You know what? As I was reading this, and it's not true because it wouldn't make sense, and it's not even that kind of comic.
What?
But there's like their leader, who's also a woman, like
The officer, the one who's like, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
and she's always wearing black, right? Like if
Yeah.
you notice that, like, and I guess that's why colors are important. But like for some of it, I was almost thinking like, is she there? Like I almost thought that she was death. Like she would only appear near people that might be dying soon, or just like because she's not always acknowledged. But I guess that's just the way it is. Like, it's not true. I'm saying it was a dumb theory, but
They also like didn't like her because she was like heavy on the propaganda stuff.
Yeah, she was like big
Yeah.
into the party, the political aspect of it.
Yeah,
and,
but
and so that's what made me think that too, because she was always saying like, you're doing
For
this for
Mother
the
Russia. Yeah,
motherland.
the motherland. Yeah. She's
So I thought she was in Sarah's head. That's not true, but I just saw her as like Sarah's like,
yeah,
or maybe she could still be that without being literally that, you know, like no matter what you're doing, Sarah, you're doing this for Mother Russia, no matter what. And that's kind of the twist, right? And I don't mean to hog the mic for a second, but like,
go ahead.
but when
hog
it's
away.
part of
Hogwarts.
but as part of her backstory that she like, you know, she finds out her village was destroyed by the Nazis, but it turns out it's actually the Russians that did it. Like they're just like, you know, they tricked the people of the village. If you remember this, they were saying that they knocked on the doors and they said, come, you know, if you come now, you'll be safe. And whoever answered, they immediately shot because that means they were traitors.
They were talking to the Nazis.
No, Sarah finds this out when she's working. She goes up to the door and she hears a conversation happening with the higher ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is towards the end of the comic.
Okay, wait. Here, refresh me.
So like Sarah, it's a flashback for sure, I think.
Yeah, it's a flashback.
Yeah.
That was a flashback with one of her commanding officers.
Yeah, exactly. And she was like about to go into the room, but she hears them having a conversation. And it's like a very short conversation, but it's about Sarah. Like what we find out in the past is like when Sarah was training to be a sniper, she like went on her mission. When she comes back, her village is destroyed. Like where she finds out later that it was destroyed. Like
no survivors.
She's like, I could handle whatever the report says. You know, it's just fucked up. Like apparently the Nazis, you know, massacred everybody. But what she finds out overhearing this conversation is that that's not what happened. It was actually the Russians themselves that just took out everyone in the village. And it was kind of a setup
But why kill their own people?
Because less people to worry about. Like in World War II, when Russia's fighting the war on two fronts, like
there's also like no food.
Exactly that. And don't get it twisted. Like Russia did fucked up things to its own citizens.
Yeah.
And it like this comic is historically accurate. Like there were teams of Russian women that would be snipers and stuff like that. Like women were all part of the Russian army. They used everybody.
Yeah.
Another reason you should read David Benioff's City of Thieves. Great book. Deals a lot with Russian, and one of the characters is a female Russian fighter, and she's awesome.
What was the name of isn't there like a World War II sniper movie, maybe with Jude Law or something? Am I crazy?
Enemy at the Gates.
Yeah.
Was he a sniper in that?
Was
I
he?
think so.
I don't think I've ever seen Enemy at the Gates. I've seen Behind Enemy Lines.
I haven't seen it, but I know what it's about.
Which is also a good war movie.
Is that which one? Is it that one?
I don't know.
No. There's a movie with a male and female sniper, isn't there? And it's like Jude Law. No.
American Sniper. Which is actually a pretty good movie.
American Sniper. I actually never saw it.
It's pretty good.
Me either.
Say what you want about Clint Eastwood, the motherfucker can make a movie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think that's what most people would say about him.
No, I'm just saying, like, obviously I don't share any of his politics, but goddamn, that dude can't make a movie, you know?
Yeah, he's a hell of a director.
He is. Yeah. Well, here, wait, let's give a quick, I feel like we haven't given a synopsis. People are just like, what's going on? Who's
Yeah.
Russian female sniper? Yes, so exactly. So it's World War II. Russia is literally under siege by
Germany is
The Nazis
making
are
a
fucking
hard
shit up.
push. Yeah,
exactly. Like they're pretty much Russia is losing, but this
yeah. But this is before that first winter where things get really fucked up.
No, I think this is
Germany.
the second winter.
Oh, is it the second one?
Here, let me just.
I know
in the second terrible winter of the siege of Leningrad.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the second winter. Yeah, and it's a bad winter, so it's like there's like no food left for Russia. Nazis have cut off everything. They're fucking them up. And the story is pretty much about, I mean, there's like guys, soldiers in this too, but it's like really about this like one group of female sniper teams.
There's 6 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're cool.
SEAL
they're
Team
awesome.
6.
SEAL Team Fox Force 5 is what but yeah, so it's about a female team of snipers, one in particular named Sara, who is pretty much merc nasty.
Yeah, dude, she
has some demons.
Yeah.
Which we talked
she
about.
does.
Yeah.
What's cool is this is like way more of a character study than an action story.
Agreed. But when there is action in these
dope.
pages, it's dope.
Yeah.
intense,
Like
yeah.
literally, like watching it, I could see it as a movie. I could be like, oh, this like I could see this as a scene playing out before.
No, yeah, like
Yeah.
that scene when the German army comes up on them and Sarah has to cover.
I
so
love
they can
that
get
scene.
to
They
that.
don't even come upon them. Sarah turns the corner of a barn and sees one Nazi, and then realizes there's a whole platoon of them.
Yeah.
And that whole battle is sick.
Yeah, one of the best, probably if not the best, one of the best of the
Yeah,
book.
that's a great shootout and all that shit.
Yeah.
It felt like Saving Private Ryan. There were like literally moments where it had like Saving Private Ryan.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, for sure.
I was thinking the same thing.
And the fact that like a comic book can do that, you know, where you like compare the two and you're just like, it's impressive. I think it's an
Yeah.
impressive work of art.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's a phenomenal book, phenomenal read.
And TK is dope. They do like all these dope one-shot shits. I really like the majority of things I've read from them.
This is only the second, the first being when
It's
we
true.
did Red
We
Fork.
did. Go check
Oh,
out
yeah,
our
this
Red
is our
Fork
second
episode.
TKO
Oh,
book,
that's
yeah.
true, yeah.
Are they still putting out a lot of stuff? I haven't seen
I don't
a
know,
lot.
man, because I go into the
I don't
comic
think
book
so.
shop. Yeah, I don't see any of like new stuff from them. I think are they even
Did
like,
they go under?
that's what I'm wondering. Are they even like
I didn't
still
hear
business?
that they did. Like I don't know.
But they don't
like,
put
I
out
try to find
anything,
out.
dude. I try.
No.
Like I'm in the stores, I don't see anything. Like I have almost everything they've put out.
I mean, I bought all of it from their site directly. Like I've never really seen it in the wild.
Yeah, and if you go onto your site, you're not gonna see new books on there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Right.
It's the same
and that's
ones
what
they
I
have.
would go by.
And it's been years. I have like 5 or 6 of their books.
Yeah. The thing is, like, the way you could buy Sarah and all their books, or I'm pretty sure all their books, is like you could get it's an oversized soft cover,
Which I
or you
have,
could
yeah.
get a hardcover, or they do sell it in issues, like in a
and
box set.
digitally. And digitally.
And digitally, right. So that was always like a cool concept, but like you could get all that on the same day. You get to choose which way you want to read it.
Maybe it didn't make for a good business model.
Maybe that could be part of it. But they always had killer, like every book we've read
No,
so
I
far. Yeah,
agree.
I liked it a lot. You've always been like a big supporter of them. Like you've been
Yeah.
like I have a bunch of them. Like I would do more. Like I
Sentient
bought
is great.
Sentient, yeah, the Jeff Lemire
Jeff
one. I
Lemire,
like that one a lot.
we should do that one. That's actually a really cool book.
Yeah, I like that
That's what I'm
one
saying.
a
Like
lot.
all their books, there's only been like literally 1 or 2 that I didn't like. And even then, like the ones I didn't like, I didn't hate them. They just weren't as strong as like Sarah and Red Fork.
Yeah.
But they did some like real original shit. So I'm wondering what happened to them.
Yeah.
Well, Sarah and Red Fork are kind of, I would say, like both, like, and I'm not trying to just like overuse this term,
Here we go.
but Sarah and Red Fork are both kind of masterpieces.
yes.
Like
I think
they're-
Sarah's a masterpiece for sure.
Dude, I mean, maybe I just am very partial to Red Fork because it's
West
horror and West Virginia. Yeah.
and one of the characters is named Cody.
Yeah.
Cody,
But-
what the fuck?
But I truly like think that both of those comics, like the way that they're like the perfect self-contained stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Both of them would make fantastic movies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would say to our listeners, if you have not read anything from TKO, go out and buy some stuff. They have some really cool stories. They kind of like did things differently than a lot of the big comic book publishers.
Yeah, it seemed like the kind of place where big name, like big comic teams would go to make like completely creator free, like creator controlled one shots. You know what I mean?
There's a really good one, a TKO comic. It takes place here in California. What's it called? Like specifically on Venice Beach. It's about like a junkie, and it's fucking good. What was it called?
Good Night Paradise.
Yes, that book is awesome. And like each story of theirs is so different from the next. Like Sentient literally takes place in the future, in space. This takes place in a very obviously like very real World War II setting. They have a werewolf one, which is pretty sweet. It's like a noir werewolf story. I've read one about a female wrestler turned like enforcer. That one's cool.
Yeah, these are the ones I have. Scales and Scoundrels. It's more of like a young adult fantasy one. That's super different. Red Fork,
Red Fork.
The Forgotten Blade.
Oh, I don't have that one.
That looks really cool. The Seven Deadly Sins. That also looks really cool.
I want to see that. Yeah,
Lonesome Days, Savage Nights.
that's the one. That one.
Yeah, you told me to get most of these. If you don't know it, then I must have just was like, those are other ones. But
Yeah,
you
Lonesome
told me
Nights
about
is
most
cool.
of these. Good Night Paradise.
Good Night Paradise is really cool.
Pound for Pound.
That's the one. Yeah, that one's cool too.
Nice.
She's like a female Mexican wrestler, like a luchador.
I need to go on a reading spree. These all look awesome. I forgot I had them.
There's one also. Damn, you don't have the one with the black family that robs banks.
Know what I hate when I have like a huge stack of comics or a huge stack of anything. It's like, oh, but you don't have that one. So now, of course, I have to go get
seems
that
kind
one.
of racist. The only TKO book that prominently features African Americans, you don't have.
What is it called? I would love to get it.
Yeah, I think it's called something Banks. Like their family.
You don't even know the name? Oh, okay.
I've read it. I can pull it off my shelf right now.
Okay, you win. But yeah, no, TKO. I guess they're not making books anymore, but apparently they've made some great ones. So
They really
what's
have.
up with that? What happened?
What's the deal with TKO? No, but yeah. This book is dope. How do you guys feel about the story? What do you think? Do you think the art outdoes the story?
I think they're comparable.
Yeah, I mean, it's a classic war story.
Yeah.
You know, like comics are known for having war stories. That's, you know, a
For
big part of
sure.
comics history. So it you know, it adds to that. I definitely like the art more than the story, but the story is really cool.
The story felt like a very focused Garth Ennis story. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
because he could do really silly stuff too. I mean, he does
He
the
did
boys. What the fuck? Yeah.
He also does Preacher, right? He did Preacher.
Preacher, yep.
Yeah.
Hellblazer.
I never read his Hellblazer.
No.
He has some great Hellblazer stories.
You know, he's a versatile writer, but this is like super serious. There's nothing silly or goofy about it.
Yeah.
It's so real. Like that's what I really like about it. Like, yeah, it does feel like, you know, I could see this as a movie. You know, it would have all the it's a lot of parts are silent, not silent, but like there's not a lot of action. You're right. There could be a lot of action in certain parts, but a lot of parts are just like dialogue and like flashbacks.
See,
and,
but
like,
I would love to see that done with like some beautiful cinematography, like
Yeah,
landscapes. You know what I mean?
A24, I know we would all agree with that. Sure.
When she's getting ready to snipe people, like no music,
That'd
just
be
like
cool.
utter silence. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
In like a nice wintry tundra, you know? It's
Yeah.
just cold and windy.
Yeah. Who would you cast as Sarah? I'll say that.
Ooh.
Okay, we're talking a woman in her 20s, probably 20, maybe even early 30s.
Yeah. A Florence Pugh type. Maybe not her, but maybe her.
Yeah,
She seems I don't see Florence Pugh when I read Sarah.
In Sarah, no.
I don't either.
But I could. I mean,
I think she could be one of the other female snipers.
Yeah. I mean, they did have very.
She could be that really sweet one. You know that girl that was like, I forget her name, but she was just kind of sweeter than the rest of them.
Madam Web herself, Dakota Johnson.
Ooh.
Ooh,
As
Dakota
Sarah?
Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I just
I don't
say
hate
like
that.
physically and like,
She does kind of look like maybe a younger Eva Green.
ooh, yeah.
I just
yeah.
watched Casino Royale on the plane back to
God,
LA,
that
so-
movie, I haven't watched it
It's a
in
great
years.
movie. I'm not gonna.
It's
It
a
holds up
great
too.
movie.
I watched it and I was like, this movie is awesome.
Dude, yeah. We need to cover some Bond.
Yeah,
in
we
this
do need to
pod.
do
Yeah.
some James Bond low key.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Know why? Because I've never seen a James Bond movie.
What?
Whoa.
In a way, I'm not too surprised.
I'm kind of surprised.
Kind of for a variety of reasons, but yeah.
I've seen like parts of a lot of them, but not like maybe
What
the
about,
most
like-
I've seen is GoldenEye.
Did you not grow up around men? Didn't men show you man things?
Hey, it wasn't like it was always on TV. Like
James Bond was almost quite literally. There's so many movies. There's the Roger Moore movies. There's the fucking
Sean
Pierce Brosnan,
Connery.
Sean
I
Connery.
don't know.
James Bond
My-
was always on
Tim
TV.
Dalton.
My grandpa used to watch Turner Classic Movies all the time, or
That would definitely be on
AMC.
Turner.
yeah, I don't know. I don't remember it ever popping up, but yeah, I don't know how I have never seen one, but I played the video games all the time.
That's true. Yeah. I've read some of the books. I've read some of Ian Fleming's books. They're cool.
nice.
Some of
Some are
the
cooler
movies
than
are
others.
better.
Some are
Yeah.
silly.
Some of them are really campy. Some of them almost kind of suck, but most of them are
Those of them
pretty,
are pretty
solid.
dope. Yeah.
Until like once the later Pierce Brosnan ones suck,
Yeah.
and there's like
But
a couple.
GoldenEye is awesome.
GoldenEye rules.
Sean Bean, also the villain in that, as 006.
Yeah.
So we know what happens to him. So what movie? What movie are we gonna do then? What James Bond? What should we start with?
Ooh, yeah, because there is Sean Connery too.
You got to give me a
mean-
good one. You said some of them suck. So what is the one I start with? I don't care about order.
There's the man with the golden gun.
Yeah.
Moonwalker
Doctor
would probably.
No.
I honestly, GoldenEye was the first one I watched. I don't think that's a terrible jumping off
Yeah,
point.
I would be down to. And it spawned the classic N64 GoldenEye game.
Yeah, true.
Literally.
And we do a lot of 90s movies, so why not?
Yeah, we should do. Let's do that one.
GoldenEye.
Yeah.
GoldenEye. But let's give the people a James Bond episode.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Maybe if we start doing into like diving deeper into the catalog,
Yeah, then we
give
could
them-
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
we're not.
fair.
We don't need to hide our first
Ooh,
GoldenEye from the people.
GoldenEye, yeah.
I mean, our first Bond.
Her first
Our
golden
first
eye.
goal. Yeah, no, the some of the books are cool. So some of them read a lot more sinister than others. Some of them are silly.
Oh, see, I've actually
that.
never read any of
I
them.
think I've read 3. I read Casino Royale.
Is that the first?
Which one?
The first one?
That is the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I might be making that up. I think
It's also. It's definitely the first Daniel Craig one.
yeah, it's the first Daniel Craig movie. So as Sarah, yeah, I guess Dakota. I also hate her as an actress. I'm not convinced she's that good.
No, I don't
So
think
who
so.
are you putting in the lead role, the titular role?
The titular role.
Titular role.
I feel like we should get somebody Russian. I mean, it's not like we know anyone Russian.
Yeah, I don't know a single Russian person.
Maybe an English.
Cody, you said I don't believe you now.
In high school, I had a friend named Zauer
Oh, there
who
you
was
go.
Russian.
Yeah. Oh, I'll do Dakota Johnson.
Ooh, no. I don't know
Who?
why.
Uh-oh.
Maddie you know what I'm saying.
Oh, Mikey Madison.
Mikey Madison.
Mads
Yes.
Mikkelsen.
Yeah, yes.
Mads
Mads
Mikkelsen.
Mikkelsen is Sarah.
Yes.
I actually do like Mikey Madison as
As Sarah.
Sarah. I think that'd be good. She looks like Sarah.
Yeah.
Got that dark hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down. And then, yeah, get a bunch of other actresses to play the
Oh, she's
sniper
the
too.
actress from Honora. Okay, yeah, I could see that.
I could see her as
Cool.
Sarah. Yeah.
A+ casting. Academy
A+.
Award winning.
Really only one person. It's the title character.
I mean, everyone else is very much a supporting character.
super
Yeah.
supporting, super like you're not even really supposed to know the names of the other female snipers. You just know like
Yeah, I don't really remember them.
I know
of
one
them's
is named
Rena.
Liddy.
Yeah,
Oh,
Liddy's
yeah.
is Liddy the sweet one?
I think Liddy might be the sweet one. She's the one, yeah, who goes over to the dogs. And she's like, oh, who's a good boy? And one of them is like, don't get used to them. They're trained to run under German tanks with mines attached to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Which was
man, and
also
then
a
you see-
brutal scene in the
Yeah.
fucking book.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. That felt like the most brutal scene in the comic.
it
Just seeing
was
the
because they
dogs.
were mowing down dogs strapped with mines to them.
Yep.
Or with mines strapped to them.
It's fucked. And I'm sure that's true. I'm sure that's exactly what the Russians were
it's
doing.
100% true.
Yeah, that's
You know.
factually happened.
They were also in some parts of Russia at that time, depending on like how much food there was, they were eating dogs, like street dogs.
Mm.
There's just
Yeah.
nothing to eat. So some places they're even, and they reference it in the book. In some places they were even eating people.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. World War II Russia was not a great place to be.
Yeah. In the beginning of this comic, when they're all eating dinner, they talk. Someone references like, "I hear what they're doing out in Leningrad when there's no food." And in the book, David Benioff's book, City of Thieves, there's a whole scene where they literally get tricked into like a cannibal house.
A cannibal house? Holy shit.
Like almost like in the road, like these people who they're like, "Hey, come in here, we got food," and then they kill them and eat them.
Yeah.
Damn.
There was just no food in the winter this time, so like people had to like eat whatever was there.
It's fucked, man.
Fucking Russians.
This is
in
all the
there, right?
backdrop of the comic, too.
This is, yeah. That's why I don't know. I like it because like I love comics like this. Like I love like anything where a comic book uses like a realistic story, like setting.
Yeah. There's like this feels like a comic geared for dads. You know what I mean? Just in the
Yeah.
sense that,
Like even
Like-
history buffs or like war
yeah,
buffs.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, I feel like it's honestly the kind of comic that you could just give to a lot of non-comic readers, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This comic, I think, would turn a lot of people who are like, "Ugh, comic books is just all superheroes," and it's like, dude, what?
Yeah. No, this is different.
Yeah.
Read this story, and people are like, "Oh my god, this person just got his
Yeah.
head blown off."
Yeah.
It's fucking.
But not
sad.
only that, it's just like it is it's historical fiction, but you know, it uses comics in a really cool way. Like, yeah, it's not just superheroes and stuff. Like we know that, but I feel like, you know, people that don't read comics all the time just assume comics equals Superman equals
100%.
Spider-Man, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. They don't know.
Yeah.
Like, and even beyond that, they might be like, okay, you have superheroes and you have horror, but this is like literally you know what I mean? They don't.
That's why, like,
realize-
That's why like comics like Human Target and anything like Ed Brubaker for me is just like, man, I love like this, the use of
Yeah,
like,
dude, Velvet was one of my favorite
Velvet, yeah.
comics. It
Exactly.
was incredible.
Yeah, no, you definitely put this with an Ed Brubaker comic. It would fit nicely. Greg Rucka, is that kind of
Greg
writer
Rucka,
too.
Yeah.
The Ruckster.
Speaking of rock, what we really need to do, and I have all 4 of them, and I've always said it, Queen and Country. We need to do
I don't
Queen.
think I have any of those.
Oh, dude, they're awesome.
Queen and Country.
Queen and Country by Greg Rucka. Look it up. Also,
Looking it up.
very much in this world of Velvet. It's quite literally about an English female British Secret
Spy.
Service, MI6.
Nice.
Yeah, spy. Exactly.
Nice.
It's awesome. It's so cool. All 4 volumes are cool. And it's all in black and white. It's just like a real simple... Art-wise, it's an incredibly simple look. Story-wise, it's phenomenal. It's up there with anything we've given a 6 to as far as like story goes.
Whoa. Even Mortal Kombat.
Right? I mean, let's not get crazy now. That's if there's one thing that really captures a good story,
It's Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Absolutely.
You want
Yeah.
depth of character? Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat.
God.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, who we kidding? I'm giving this a 6.
Ooh, coming out with a 6. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a long comic.
It's
Like
not
to
a
go
long
in depth. Like it's I don't want to say it's not easy to go in depth, but like it's just you kind of got to experience the comic,
I think
like
we've
the
gone in depth,
story.
but I do think the listeners like experience, like read it first. Don't let us have describe it to you. Like do yourself a favor and read it.
Yeah, don't let
I
us
mean-
do all the work.
Well, I mean, like the
What is it,
villain-
story time, you little babies? We're not reading the Berenstain Bears,
Come on.
Well,
It's
what's
the
cool
Berenstein
is in
Bears.
the same way. Ooh.
Sorry. Sorry, Cody. Go
Cody,
ahead.
what were you saying?
I was just saying, in the same way that the Russian propaganda, you don't like, is kind of like combining all of the snipers into one like mythical lady sniper.
Yeah.
Mm.
You don't really know how many of the big bad sniper that they're kind of like matching off against in the final couple issues.
Yeah.
Like you don't know how many of them there are, and it's like a really cool build, like really cool, really quiet, tense, like build up of suspense to the final shootout.
Yeah.
Well, dude, even the last like scene, the last page.
Oh man, it's fucked up.
Spoilers, if you guys want to read the story but don't want to hear the exact ending, do not listen past this point.
Yeah,
So, spoiler, Sara gets shot by a German sniper.
yeah,
Yep.
And who's like pretty much like the most elite German sniper they kind of
yeah. And she takes out one of them, and then finds out
There's
there
two
was
of them.
there's 2 of them, yeah.
One to basically.
That's a sick shootout between those snipers.
Yeah.
Also, they mention it earlier. Sarah mentions it earlier in the story. It's not at like a detail like you're gonna. It comes back. Like for instance, she's talking about.
They
because you
mention
see
it
how
a few times because the ladies scold her for booby trapping the corpses.
No, I'm not talking about that
Oh.
specifically, but yeah,
That's a
I'm
cool
talking
scene,
about
yeah.
like Sarah trains with that other girl, and like usually everyone's with a partner. Like snipers always have
Yeah.
like a spotter, or
spotter,
something like
yeah.
that. But she somehow forgets that, or that's what gets her in the end.
Yeah.
I know there's probably something deeper there, like her not. I don't know. Like just the fact that she gets got is kind of interesting because she is this elite sniper. But yeah, the booby trap thing is crazy.
I also don't
That's
think
like
she
her
was
MO.
like afraid of death. She like
Yeah, like maybe she wanted it to happen.
yeah,
at
like
this
I
point.
always kind of got that sense where like she was more than down to die. She would never turn the gun on herself, but like she's already lost so much that like she's dead.
Yeah,
on
she
the
was
inside.
just going to take as many down as she could
exactly
before it came
before
for
she
her.
exactly.
But you know what? Now the wheels are turning in my head. So like she is about to speak up to her superior officer when she's like after that battle we talked about before when they beat up they
The German
destroy the
platoon.
Nazis with the tank.
Yeah.
And then their officers like talking about how like, oh, they did such a good job, blah, blah, blah. And Sarah's like, this motherfucker wasn't even there. Like he's never done anything that we have done. Like he's full of shit. I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
And she's literally about to speak up. She says, hey, and then the dude gets sniped because those guys are taking out everyone.
Oh, I thought she was going to snitch on Liddy for running.
No, she wasn't going to snitch.
No, yeah.
She was just going to talk shit to her superior officer because she's like, what would it matter now? Like,
Yeah.
we're going to be dead soon regardless.
Yeah.
And then she's talking to that lady, the lady in black, who's also their superior. And she's like, oh, Sarah, you were about to say something earlier. Like she catches it. She catches that Sarah was about to say something. And Sarah's like, oh, I was just going to say, you know how much
Fun I'm having.
No, see,
No, not how much fun. There's just this really tense moment where like just because to go off your point, like I think Sarah wanted to die, and that's kind of showing like she was ready to just say whatever, like, you know.
Well, no, I see. I thought the thing that she was holding back was that she wanted to talk to her commanding officers about how Liddy got scared and ran. And they talked her out of it because that would mean she would be put to death. That blonde girl that she's friends with was like, they'd put you to death or put Liddy to death if they found out that she got scared.
I thought that was two separate things, though.
I don't think so. I think that was the same thing. Because if you catch it, the blonde is like glaring at her when it's like, what were you going to say?
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, because
yet
like
another
the blonde,
reason to go read. Not even we know the story.
Yeah, because the blonde was trying to protect Liddy because she was like the sweet innocent one, and Sarah was like, "Die here or die out there. She's gonna die."
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
She's like, we can't have weakness in the ranks.
Exactly. Sarah was a hard ass.
Sarah, and I'm reading Shogun. Sarah had like a samurai kind of vibe to her.
No, she does. I was thinking that
Like
too.
straight up, like going back to even like being on your own, she is almost like this ronin among her platoon.
Yeah, everyone else has a partner and she doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but dude, going back to that last image where she gets shot, she's on the ground, she's bleeding out, she knows she's gonna die, but she's like also. I love the narration. She's like, the sniper is gonna like come kick my body over to confirm the kill. And you see her with that grenade, and she's like playing dead, and then like you see the sniper walking.
Yeah, walking up, and then it cuts to black.
Wait, what were you thinking? You think what?
I thought it was her booby trapping her own body before she died.
She does. So she has her hand on it.
Yeah.
So when the dude kicks her body over, she'll blow herself.
I don't think
up.
she's playing dead though. I think
she's dead.
Really? I know. I think she. Yeah. Oh, you think she died before the sniper even walked there? Like got there?
I think she like her last thing. She was like, because earlier in the story, her friends are scolding her for booby trapping.
No, I remember that. But what I mean is like, because she had the grenade, she would have to loosen her grip. So I feel like if she died, her grip would loosen and the grenade would go off.
Well, when she explains why she's doing it earlier in the story, she says something about the pin, like you take it out a little bit, and so if there's any movement, it will move. It will be. I don't know, but they say it. I don't know the logistics of it.
She's like booby trapping. Yeah. She's booby trapping herself. The way she booby trapped the Nazis' bodies.
Yeah.
I mean, but if she is alive, or I guess even if she's not, it is kind of like a suicide play at the end of the day.
Oh, for sure. Like even
samurai like.
I just love that. Yeah, I love that like ending. Where it's like, damn, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Get this fucking Nazi sniper.
Like she still got him at the end.
Exactly. Yeah. Another kill for Sarah. A posthumous kill for Sarah.
Yeah. Also, like supposedly the most elite sniper in all of Germany.
Yeah. Pretty much the Bradley Cooper of Germany snipers.
Yep, he's the Rocket Raccoon of.
Well, Jake gave his. Jake gave his, and I think mine's an effortless 6.
Yeah, effortless.
Yeah. I think
I just never heard you say effortless.
I think the art, the story, like Garth Ennis really knows how to like make you care. Even like we're talking about how like some of her companions, like they don't have more than just a handful of lines.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But when they're getting killed towards the end of the book, you really feel that shit. You're like, no.
Well, also all these people, like you really get their bond. Like any good war story, these people has bonded over the most
very
horrible, traumatic shit.
Yeah.
Band of sisters.
Ooh.
They're not brothers.
Yeah, a band of sisters.
So that's a 6
a
from
swath of sisters.
The traveling sniper of the Yaya Sisterhood.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Snipers.
There we go. Ooh, I like that. Sisterhood of the Traveling Snipers.
I can't not
Easy
give it a
money
6. It's a great one. You know, everyone's got to read it. It's just
highly
a cool
comic.
comic.
I'm glad I own it, honestly.
Same.
Yeah. I mean, it's also one of those comics like
the art is so good. It's like I want to be able to be like, hey guys, check this out.
Yeah, I would want physical copy if I didn't have it, but it's also it's the kind of comic that you would see either on their website or out in the wild. That's already a collected trade, so you're pretty much gonna get it that way.
A wild Sara comic, like a Pokemon. A wild Sara has appeared.
Know who else has appeared? A wild Satan, because as
a wild Satan.
Wild Satan.
Satan is a wild boy. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, Satan was the OG wild boy.
Satan, is it true that you were the OG wild boy?
Of course, bro.
Ooh, Jake, Satan just called you bro.
That's true. Me and Satan have been closer lately, I think.
Yeah.
I called him bruh.
Oh, bruh.
Still, I mean, that's not a bad thing. What the
Yeah, I would consider this the closest the two of you have ever been.
Me too.
Hey, what can I say? Jake understands me. I understand him. He's a bad dude.
I'm a real bad boy.
I want to see a buddy cop where when Satan and Jake as the leads.
Ooh, like Beverly Hills Cop, but it's me and Satan.
Or Satan possessed Anthony and Jake.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
it is
exactly.
only Satan possessed Anthony.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be
I could be the commissioner.
No one would ever hire you for that job, Cody. Come on.
Hey.
I'm Satan. I'm supposed to be mean. Come on.
Yeah.
Satan, World War II is probably one of your favorite periods for humanity, right? Given all the evil that was being done.
That was a chef's kiss, in case you couldn't see that. Yeah, I mean, the 20th century was just a parade of horrors for humanity. I loved it. You guys lost your shit. I don't know what happened. Suddenly, bombs and concentration camps. You guys were fucked up, man. But hey, you know what? I'm Satan, so I approve.
Oh, thank you, Satan. We're glad we got your approval for humanity.
World War II.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving it your stamp of approval, big guy.
Oh, that's hilarious.
that felt very evil.
You know what else feels evil?
Ooh,
Not giving us a 6 on or a 5 on Spotify. I almost said 6.
It's actually a war crime. If you don't give us a 5, you're in trouble.
Yeah. If you don't give us a 5, one of us is going to come at you with a Sarah-like sniper.
Ooh.
Just
No, we're not. Also, whenever Cody threatens people out there, it's always like it's Cody. Like Cody's the one threatening you.
It's not only that; it's Cody threatening our own fan base. We're the only podcast who threatens to do violence on our listeners. Which is why
Cody's always like one of us, and it's you, Cody.
one of us.
That's so funny. But no, seriously, if you don't go rate us on Spotify, I literally can't tell the difference between you and a Nazi. You're obviously the same kind of scumbag, the same kind of evil.
Yeah. Like a Nazi would listen to us and be like, "Oh,
they'd be like, listen to the stupid Guinea and Uden boys talk about it." They would listen to us just to hate on us.
Jake, they're hiding in plain sight. They don't sound just like that anymore.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
They say, "Hey, I'm a Nazi guy."
I love how they announce themselves like that.
Hey, I'm a Nazi guy.
They're stupid. What can you say?
It's true. Nazis are generally stupid.
Yeah.
But you know who's not stupid? Us. We're out here fighting Nazis.
Yeah, dude.
Hi, you're listening to Comics and Chronic, and I'm Jake FH.
I'm Cody Cannon.
And I'm Anthony Iannaccio.
And you can tune in every Thursday to hear new episodes of Comics and Chronic.
And make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Comics and Chronic. That's Comics, the letter N, Chronic.
We'll see you guys next week.
Woo!
Peace.